Three poems about the Hawkesbury, or about creeks that flow into the Hawkesbury. The first one is called Feral. It's about the way lives in these river towns, like Brooklyn, like all these rivers up and down the coast, can maintain a physical connectedness which is harder to keep track of in the cities, where everyone seems so intent on negotiating with the sign. Feral. Part of me's glad there are always, in river towns, kids who don't quite get to school, who spend half their time down the jetty, gossiping, taking the sun, hunched between knobs of appealing Angofra, the peace without signs of the afternoon breeze on their skin. Feral, authorities say, as if they would rather say forfeit, select and delete, of all those who don't share their culture. They don't care, for instance, how well they can add or read or add up. Hanging with blokes down the rail, or sweet-talking one of the girls into staying home too. Taking a boat out to one of the islands to sit with a pile of fresh oysters and see what unfolds. As if all those other things, paperwork, school, the dead hand of pleasure postponed, were too much near a river. As if while the place still told tales, strange fish, or drug boats, or bodies, while creek mists, or kisses, resurfaced through clear daylit moods. As long as the heron of silences still picked through shell grit and discarded brick, this oral world was enough. Cranky, perhaps, a little apart from the law, but attuned to the tides. A rhythmic unfolding of actor, location, event. Not graded, shrunk, made to order, translated in cities, where others are reborn as data, the sensuals replaced by the known, where anxious crowds shuffle perplexed through the lost world of signs, where everyone hunts for the power which is knowledge, baffled and somehow let down by the closure in power, where the ghosts of the pale rooms of thought are still haunted by tides. The next poem is about the swimming hole I used to swim in when I was a kid, in Kalna Creek, which is down the gully, the gully line that runs between Mount Cole and Mount Ku-ring-gai and Hornsby Heights. Kalna Creek. It is almost unimaginable that in this sweet, tough, spiked leaf and quartz runoff country, where settler and native are both almost wholly inaudible, there must have been once enough discourse for someone to look here and to mimic the mouth shapes of Kalna. Beside it, the settlers drove cart tracks on which to fetch produce from farms up the Hawkesbury. Barara Waters Road to Fiddens Wharf, Pierce's Corner. We used to call it the Leachy. Our creek, like how many others, tumbled and gouged through the delta-veined bedrock of Sydney. The shaded and clear trickling gift of a worn sandstone music, a stepped imagination braiding plenitudes. Now there's a bubbling of sewage ponds, right where we swam. The tracks choked, the creek lines stained potholes. A thin, scummed and glittering backbone. Up through the dried-up swamp, eaten out vertebrae. Up past the hills round Mount Colah and out to the sea. And the last one's a poem about the name Hawkesbury. Lord Hawkesbury actually became the leader of the slaving faction, the pro-slaving faction, when the debate was being held in England. When Philip explored the Hawkesbury and named it after him, that wasn't quite clear yet. It was just Philip looking after his superiors. But if there are any places in Australia where there's a good case for renaming, it's the Hawkesbury. And D. Rubbin is its Darug First Nations name. So this poem's called D. Rubbin. When Philip announced this pearl flux would be named for Lord Hawkesbury, it wasn't the river breeze stroking his cheeks that inspired him. Later, his lordship was head of the pro-slaving gang. A gift for a punk, for the sake of that arch-punk necessity. Of water as lit and itself as a mind without words. As if names weren't heart work, afraid bid to work language clear of position, chafe power to transparency. What other path will we beat to the circle of friends? Thank you.